Good morning and welcome to another money morning routine. And it's a Monday routine, which means I am getting updated with my spending from over the weekend. And it was a very busy weekend. So let's go over to my checking account. All of these from Spotify down have come out of my checking account over the weekend. We had Spotify, James Allowance, Chewy, which are two of them I'll explain here in a minute, and Hulu, bringing my balance down to $2,698. Now, usually I only have one Chewy expense. This is for pets. So we get our dog food, we get our chicken feed, we get our chicken treats. Anything for our pets pretty much comes from Chewy. I have an auto shipment set up where it comes, I'm able to bypass things some months, skip some months for some things. So you really can customize what comes to you every month. But for the most part, we get the same thing. Now that shipment was $258.07. Then we have koi fish. And so I ran out of koi food. So I got a bag of koi food for $36.65. So that was an expense that wasn't planned. So that $36.65, I'll just let my checking account cushion eat. So that's all I had coming out from my checking account. Now, if we go over here to my cash spending, another thing I want to bring up, I did mention that I wanted to start using my credit card for my spending, for my bills and most of the spending that you see coming out of my checking account. I'm actually going to be starting that in November. I had to kind of look at what that would look like in my life. And so I wasn't fully prepared to start that in October, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to start that in November. I'm getting a lot of people requesting, can you show what it looks like to track credit card spending and then paying it off every month? Yes, I'll be starting that next month in November, because that's what I'm going to be really doing in my real life. So you'll be able to see a real life example of what tracking that looks like. And I will tell you right now, it's not as complicated or as crazy as you might be thinking. In fact, I'm not even going to track the payment, and I'll explain why when we get to that. But let's go over to my cash expense tracker. So I had some cash spending. Now, I didn't spend anything in my household. I didn't spend anything in my pets. I didn't spend anything in my fun, which was surprising, but I didn't. Miscellaneous, didn't spend anything there. Still have my my $50 there. It's funny because I got super confused. I looked at my miscellaneous and it says my budget is $900. It is not. I have $50 in here. I need to change that. In fact, I'm going to do that right now because I don't like that. Okay, so $50 for that, $900 for food, and then I still have my $50 for beauty. But where I did do some spending was my food budget. I have a couple of different receipts in here. You can see I have one here for yolks, and I'm about to have another one for today, another one for yolks, and Jimmy John's. So 2 for yolks, one on 10.3, one on 10.2, and then Jimmy John's looks like this was on 10.2. So let's count how much cash I have left in my food envelope. So $791 is what I have. No fives either, so write that down. So $791. So we'll start with my receipts on 10.2. We have one for Jimmy John's. I'm just going to put Jimmy. And I ended up paying, it's kind of hard to read with this receipt, $26.30. So I'm going to round up to 27. So that's $8.73. Next receipt, it was yolks. And you can see here at yolks, I ended up spending $35.40. So I'm going to write minus 36. So that leaves me $8.37. And then on this last yolks receipt, I spent $45.20. So I'm going to round up to 46. So minus 46. And that was on 10.3 yolks. Okay. So now I have $791 left. I'm going to scan all of these receipts into my Fetch Rewards. I'm going to put my cash back into my envelope here. So now we need to write this on our expense tracker, these 3 transactions. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so that is now on my cash expense tracker. So that is done. Now, another thing, so horrible with my meal planning. I am so horrible. So Saturday was really busy. I ended up doing a hike and dinner with my girlfriends. Yesterday was the Mariners game. We ended up going to Stormin Norman's for that. So we ate out both times for that. Now, if you're saying, Nico, you ate out Saturday and Sunday, where is that money coming from? I don't see it on your receipts. I don't see it on your food envelope. I don't see it on your checking account expense tracker. That's because this was used. One, my husband paid for Saturday. Sunday, we paid from the joint account. And this is just me being very honest on where, because I know I'm going to get questions. So there are most of the time when we do eat out, my husband pays for it. And then sometimes, very, very occasionally, will we use the joint account. This is like a one-off kind of thing. Usually my husband will pay for it. But because my husband's on a limited income, he only works part-time. Storm and Norman's bill was kind of high. It was over $100. We were there pretty much all day because the Seahawks games also was yesterday. Mariners won. Yes. Anyways, okay. So it was a bigger bill. So we decided to pull it from the joint account for that. Now, Friday, I can't even remember. This is why I always stop tracking like around Thursday. Today, I'm going grocery shopping because I wanted to start that new meal plan that I started. It starts today. It's getting crazy today. So I'm going to try to remember what I did on Friday. I'm going to have to look up and see. I know what I did on Friday. I know. Okay. That's an H. We had hamburgers. We had one of Dante's little friends come over. My husband's good friends with his dad. So Dante had a little playmate. We did a barbecue. Okay, perfect. And then I'll start again today for the 6th. I need to prep my monthly budget category breakdown. We're still really early in the month, so I'm not too worried about that. My November budget calendar is done. I don't need to worry about doing that, but I do need to start my November budget. October also, if we go to my calendar, I'm getting ready to, here's what is happening. So today is the 6th. We are going to be doing Green Bluff. We're bringing Dante up to the pumpkin patch either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I looked at the weather. It's supposed to be really rainy and crappy Sunday and Saturday. So I'm probably going to be doing it Friday. But then on the 18th, I'm doing a girls' day up at Green Bluff, which is our farm. It's a little farm, and they have like train rides and corn maze and pumpkin donuts, like a little fall thing. So I'm gonna do girls' day with Green Bluff. Then the 19th is a Sunday, and then we literally leave. Oh, and Friday also we have an engagement. Write that down. Engagement party for one of our friends. Also, so it's engagement party, girls' day off on Sunday to do laundry, get the house prep ready to leave for the week. And then we're leaving for Arizona the 20th through the 27th. My calendar is nuts. And I'm also trying to batch some content. So while I'm gone, I have some things to post, but that is my Monday morning routine.